I think, oh, what is it? Okay, yeah, no problem. And again, here, Prabhupada is while speaking about asammoha. So the bewilderment slowly but surely one becomes free from bewilderment as one advances more and more in devotional service. In the previous sloka also spoke how the knowledge of Krishna will free one from bewilderment. Then coming to tolerance, like yesterday only we read that word, we read that verse, apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananyabha. So we should overlook the mistakes or bad qualities of others and should focus on the devotional service. And while coming when coming to speaking truth, so this is from the 17th chapter. Dvegakaram vakyam satyam priya hitam chayat swadhyaya vyasanam chayva vanmayam tapauchyate. So our speech should not agitate others. So and we should speak truth. So we should speak truth, but we should not agitate others by speaking the truth. So we should speak like if we have to correct someone, we need not say, we can say it as a room for improvement that you are already doing well, but if you can also work upon this, you will do more well. Like that, instead of saying you're not good at this, you're not good at this, like that, in a very discouraging way, which may hurt them. And then it should be hitam. So we should speak the truth, but we should it should also be beneficial to them. And priyam, and we should speak in a pleasing way, in an encouraging way, etc. Another Subhashita also Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat. So we should try to speak the truth in a pleasing way. And we should learn. For some, it may be natural. For some, they may have to learn it by seeing others, how to speak it in a pleasing way. And yes, sometimes if truth is beneficial, even if it cannot be spoken in a pleasing way, it should be spoken in some cases. Otherwise, we should try to speak it in a pleasing way. But we should not speak false things. Even if it is very pleasing, we should not speak them. We should not flatter people. Okay. Yes, now Prabhupada is talking about Shama. Yes, Prabhupada. Can we control of the sense?
Control of the senses means that the senses should not be used for unnecessary personal enjoyment. There is no prohibition against meeting the proper needs of the senses, but unnecessary sense enjoyment is detrimental for spiritual advancement.
Yeah, like Prabhupada in Ishopanishad, we have studied, like, no? So temperature should be normal, means the senses need some happiness. So that much is okay. But again, it should not increase the fever. So we should not increase the fever. We should keep it normal. Again, we should not make it also zero. That is also detrimental again. Yes, Fred.
Therefore, the senses should be restrained from unnecessary use. Similarly, one should restrain the mind from unnecessary thoughts. That is called shama. One should not spend one's time pondering over earning money. That is a misuse of thinking power. The mind should be used to understand the prime necessity of human beings, and that should be presented authoritatively. The power of thought should be developed in association with persons who are authorities in the scriptures, saintly persons, and spiritual masters.
Yeah. So if you see outside world, all the talking is about money, success, and enjoyment. Huh? Totavyadini Rajendra, Nunam Santi Sahasrashaha, Pashtatam Atmapatyam, Griheshu Grihamedina. So they have many thousands of things to talk, and because of social media, it is millions of things. And all the viral videos, all is about how to earn money quickly, how to become successful easily, and what is the best way to enjoy all these things. And these things, if we watch, it will entangle us further. So we should avoid it if it is best, or we should keep it to the minimum, whatever. And we should focus more on association with persons who are authorities in scriptures, saintly persons and spiritual masters. Rather, we should try to use social media and all. If we have to use it, we can use it for this purpose. Yeah. Otherwise, the default purpose will become like that. The system is designed also for that. Okay, yes, ma'am. So come.
Sukham, pleasure or happiness should always be in that which is favorable for the cultivation of spiritual knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And similarly, that which is painful or which causes distress is that which is unfavorable for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Anything favorable for the development of Krishna consciousness should be accepted, and anything unfavorable should be rejected. Bhava, birth, should be understood to refer to the body. As far as the soul is concerned, there is
Right.
neither birth nor death.
Right, right.
That we have discussed in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Birth and death apply to one's embodiment in the material world. Fear is due to worrying about the future. A person in Krishna consciousness has no fear because by his activities he is sure to go back to the spiritual sky, back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, his future is very bright. Others, however, do not know what their future holds. They have no knowledge of what the next life holds. So they are therefore in constant anxiety. If we want to get free from anxiety, then the best course is to understand Krishna and be situated always in Krishna consciousness. In that way, we will be free from all fear. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.37, it is stated, Bhayam dvitiya bhiniveshitaha syat. Fear is caused by our absorption in the illusory energy. But those who are free from the illusory energy, those who are confident that they are not the material body, that they are spiritual parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who are therefore engaged in the transcendental service of the Supreme Lord, Supreme Godhead, have nothing to fear. Their future is very bright. This fear is a condition of persons who are not in Krishna consciousness. Abhayam, fearlessness, is possible only for one in Krishna consciousness.
At
Ahimsa,
least, yeah,
non-violence.
just a minute.
Yes,
Just
Prabhu.
a minute.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, at least for a devotee, to the extent we are advanced, to that extent, at least our fear will minimize. But yeah, there will be fear to that extent unless we are become really fully perfect, like Prahlad Maharaj. So, at least compared to others, those who are not devotees, the fear, the anxiety of a devotee is comparatively less. Yes, brother himself.
Prabhuji, can someone else please
Yeah,
continue?
yes,
I have
yes,
some
yes,
things
yes,
that
yes,
actually.
yes. Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you.
Prabhu. I'll
Thank
join from mobile. Thank you, Prabhu.
you.
Very good.
Okay, sir. Okay. Yes, Shastri, you're there?
Yes, Guruji.
Yeah, okay, so
Thank you.
I'm sir. I'm sir.
Yeah, ahimsa. Non-violence means that one should not do anything which will put other into misery or confusion. Material activity that are promised by so many politicians, sociologists, philanthropists, etc., do not produce very good result because of politicians and philanthropists have no transcendental vision. They do not know what is actually beneficial for human society. Ahimsa means that people should be trained in a such way that a full utilization of human body can be achieved. The human body is meant for spiritual realization. So any movement or any commissions which do not further that and commit violence on the human body, that which further the future spiritual happiness of people in general is called non-violence.
Yeah, so Prabhupada defining Ahimsa from the perspective of the Atma. So Atma is hurt when it is not spiritually realized, when it is not Krishna conscious. So anything that which inhibits one's Krishna consciousness is Himsa. Anything that furthers one's Krishna consciousness is Ahimsa. Yes. So reaching, or doing outreach, preaching Krishna consciousness is the real Ahimsa. That's what Prabhupada is meaning by that. Yes. Samatha.
Samta, equanimity, referred to freedom from attachment and aversion. Aversion, to be very much attached or to be very much detached is not the best. This is material world should be accept without attachment and aversion. That which is favorable for prosecuting Krishna consciousness should be accepted, and that which unfavorable should be rejected. That is called samta, equanimity. A person in Krishna consciousness has nothing to reject and nothing to accept, save in terms of its usefulness in the prosecution of Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, yes, let's push.
Yeah. Tushti, satisfaction means that one should not be eager to gather more and more material good by unnecessary activity. One should be satisfied with whatever is obtained by the grace of Supreme Lord. This is called satisfaction. Tapas means austerity or penance. There are many rules and regulations in the Vedas which apply here, like rising early in the morning, taking a bath. Sometimes it is very troublesome to rise early in morning, but whatever voluntary trouble one may suffer in this way is called penance. Similarly, there are prescriptions for fasting on certain days of the month. One may not be inclination to practice such fasting, but because of his determination to make advancement in science of Krishna consciousness, he should accept such bodily troubles when they are recommended. However, one should not fast unnecessarily or against Vedic injunction. One should not fast for some political purpose. That is described in Bhagavad Gita as fasting in ignorance, and anything done in ignorance or passion does not lead to spiritual advancement. Everything done in mode of goodness does advance one. However, and fasting done in terms of Vedic injunction enriches one in spiritual knowledge.
Yeah, so this tapa means austerity in three modes and sacrifice in three modes that we'll study in the 17th chapter. Yes, Prabhupada is referring to the penance, like getting up early, especially in winter, it is challenging. So, so the and coming to temple in the morning, that is also a bit challenging. So these are favorable for Krishna consciousness. And we should accept them. Okay, just continue.
Yeah. As far as charity is concerned, one should give 50% of his earning to some good cause. And what is good cause? It is that which is conducted in terms of Krishna consciousness. That is not only a good cause, but the best cause. Because Krishna is good, his cause is also good. Thus, charity should be given to a person who is engaged in Krishna consciousness. According to Vedic literature, it is enjoined that charity should be given to the Brahmanas. This practice is still followed, although not very nicely in terms of Vedic injunction, but still, the injunction is that charity should be given to Brahmanas. Why? Because they are engaged in higher cultivation of spiritual knowledge. A Brahmana is supposed to devote his whole life to understand Brahman. Brahma janati Brahmana. One who know Brahman is called Brahmana. Thus, charity is offered to the Brahmanas because they are always engaged in higher spiritual service and have no time to earn their livelihood. In the Vedic literature, charity is also to be awarded to one in the renounced order of life, the sannyasi. The sannyasi beg from door to door, not for money, but for missionary purpose. The system is that they go from door to door, awaken the householders from the slumber of ignorance because the householders are engaged in family affair, have forgotten their actual purpose of life. Awakening Awakening the Krishna consciousness, it is the business of sannyasis to go as beggar to the householder and encourage for them to be Krishna conscious. As as it is said in Vedas, one should awake and achieve what is due him in his human form of life. The knowledge and method is distributed by the sannyasi. Hence, charity is to be given to the renouncer of life, to the brahmanas, and similar good causes, not to any whimsical cause.
Yeah, okay. So here Prabhupada is saying, because Prabhupada is saying 50%, that is ideal, but at least I think minimum is around 10% or whatever one's spiritual master or guides say. But But charity is essential, especially for grihasthas. And with what consciousness, one should also see if you're giving to Brahmanas, you should have that consciousness. These are fully dedicated their lives for cultivating and spreading spiritual knowledge. So that's why we are giving. We should not have a karmakandi perspective. I'll get pious activities or my sins will get abolished. Okay. But should have a devotional intention. Like we should see that this is an opportunity to serve. It's not one should not feel obliged or pressurized, social pressure or something, but should see it as an opportunity to serve and contribute. Okay, you can read Yashas. So,
Yeah, Yashas fame should be according to Lord Chaitanya, who said that a man is famous when he is known as great devotee. That is real fame. If one has become a great man in Krishna consciousness and it is known, then he is truly famous. One who does not have such fame is infamous. All these qualities are manifest throughout the universe, in human society, and in the society of demigods. There are many forms of humanity on other planets, and these qualities are there. Now, for one who wants to advance in Krishna consciousness, Krishna create all these qualities, but the person develop them himself from within. One who engage in the devotional service of Supreme Lord develop all good qualities as arranged by the Supreme Lord.
okay, of whatever.
Okay. Of whatever we find, good or bad, the origin is Krishna. Nothing can manifest itself in this material world which is not in Krishna. That is knowledge. Although we know the things are differently situated, we should realize that everything flows from Krishna.
Yeah. So the main point of this verse is, of course, we have studied in detail what is each quality. The main point of this verse is all these qualities originate from Krishna. So whenever we see these qualities in ourselves, we should be grateful to Krishna. Yes, if they are positive. If they are negative, we should also see that we should pray to Krishna and take his help to come out of them. And similarly in others. And again, uh, Bhakti produces these transcendental qualities, but also if we cultivate these qualities, that can also help in Bhakti. Like if we try to become more charitable, so we'll get more blessings of Vaishnavas. So that way, we can also advance in Bhakti. If we try to control our senses, then our mind becomes controlled and we can focus more on devotional service. So that way, we can also try to consciously cultivate also these qualities as much as possible. And we should, and rest we can depend on Bhakti and Krishna. So that will manifest those qualities. Both ways we should try. Then Krishna, in the next verse, Krishna is saying how he is the source of all sages. Sages are like very important personalities in the Vedic culture. So that's why Krishna is saying, I am the source of these sages. Now it is as good as saying I'm the source of all the Bollywood stars or something like that. I don't know. Okay. महर्षय सप्तपूर्वे चत्वारो मनवस्तथा
महर्षय सप्त पूर्वे चत्वारो मनवस्तथा
मद्भावमनसा जाता येषां लोक इमे प्रजा न प्रजा.
मद्भावा मानसा जाता येषा लोका इमाः प्रजा.
The seven great sages, and before them the four other great sages, and the Manus, progenitors of mankind, come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. Yes.
The Lord is giving a
Genealogical.
genealogical synopsis of universal population. Brahma is the original creature born out the energy of Supreme Lord, who is known as Hiranyagarbha. And from Brahma, all the seven great sages, before them four other sages named Sanak, Sanandan, Sanatan, and Sanat Kumar, and the 14 Manus are manifested. All these 24 great sages are known as prache- uh, uh,
Patriarchs. Patriarchs.
pa- patriarchs of living and of the living entities all over the universe. There are innumerable universes and innumerable planets which within each universe,
Mhm.
and each planet is full of population of different varieties. All of them are born of these 25
Patriarchs.
patriarchs.
Okay. Okay.
patriarchs.
Okay.
Brahma underwent penance for 1000 years of demigod before he realized by the grace of Krishna how to create. Then from from Brahma comes Sanak, Sanandan, Sanatan and Sanat Kumar, then Rudra, and then seven sages. In this way, all the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are born out of the energy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma is known as Prapitamaha,
Prapitama.
the grandfather. The Krishna is known as Prapitamaha, the father of grandfather. That is stated in 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 11.39.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. So Brahma has this seven sages. Also, Sapta Rishis are also, these Manas Putras are also born of Brahma. Rugu, Pulastya, Pulaha, Kratu, Angira, Marichi, Daksha, Atri, Vasishta, and Narada. And the 14 Manus. So these are all called the Prajapatis. So they actually produce the species, like the snake species. It is first created by one of the Manus or one of these Prajapatis. And then eventually, because they have their reproductive organs, they have that reproductive power, then they multiply the population. So the first human beings are also they're created by one of these Prajapatis, and then slowly they multiply in the throughout the universe. So the same thing, like you'll see in Bhagavatam, like in some cantos, this description is there how different species are born from the different in their dynasties, either of Daksha, like all these things. That is how the universe gets populated. So again, Krishna is saying how he is the source of all these things. Now Krishna is saying that how this is the Vibhuti Yoga, and this helps him. This makes one to do devotional service. Etam Vibhuti Yogam cha mama yo viti tatvata.
Etam vibhutim yogam cha mamam yo veti tattvataha.
So avikalpena yogena vidyate natra samshaya.
So avikalpena yogena yujyate natra sanshayah.
Read the translation. One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of man engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. Yes.
Yeah. The highest summit of spiritual perfection is knowledge of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unless one is firmly convinced of different opulence of Supreme Lord, he cannot engage in devotional service. Generally, people know that God is great, but
God is
they do
great.
not know in detail how God is great.
Mm.
Here, all the details. If one know factually how God is great, then naturally he become a surrendered soul and engage himself in devotional service of Lord. When one factually knows the opulence of Supreme, there is no alternative but surrender to him. The factual knowledge can be known from descriptions in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and similar literatures. In the administ- yeah. In the administration of this universe, there are many demigods distributed throughout the planetary system, and the chief of them are Brahma, Lord Shiva, and four great Kumaras. and the other patriarch. There are many forefathers of population of the universe, and all of them are born of the Supreme Lord Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the original forefather of all forefathers. These are some of opulence of Supreme Lord. When one is firmly convinced of them, he accepts Krishna with great faith and without any doubt. He engages in devotional service. All the particular knowledge is required in order to increase one's interest in the loving devotional service of the Lord. One should not neglect to understand fully how great Krishna is. For by knowing the greatness of Krishna, one will be able to fix in sincere devotional service.
Yeah, so this is the important line which Prabhupada is saying that we should not neglect. Yes, sometimes we may find like hearing the same things maybe after one spends around 10 years, 15 years, uh, things may appear very repetitive and all. So, but still we should hear. Sometimes it becomes an austerity, but we should hear because that conviction will increase. Our we may not consciously our information we know may not increase after some time, but the conviction and the remembrance will increase, and that will help us become more focused in our devotional service and more conscientious in our devotional service, and that is very much needed. Uh, So that's what the perfection is the full knowledge of personality of Godhead. If we are not fully advanced, it means we also fully don't know Krishna. So that implies that we should know Krishna further. Sometimes it may be the same information, but we should develop more conviction in that information and more faith in that information. So that comes again by repeated hearing. So, yes.
Shravan-
Srinvata,
sh-
yeah, read.
शृण्वता श्रद्धया नित्यं ग्रन्थाश्च एव चेतसाम्. Yeah, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay. Vrinatasta swacheshtitam.
ग्रन्थं
Cheshtitam.
चेष्टितं कालेन नाति नातिगृहेण
Dirghena. Na
गृहेण
atidirghena.
नातिदीर्घेन भगवान् विश्वते हृदि.
Hmm.
Person who hears Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and all always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna manifested in their heart within a short time.
Yeah. So we should also take seriously what he hear. So here the shloka says swacheshtitam means there should be some endeavor to understand and imbibe what we hear. So that also should be there. It should not be just mechanical hearing or hearing for the sake of hearing, but that endeavor. Then slowly that avikalpena, that is the yoga. Means. So one will engage in devotion, unalloyed devotional service. So that will happen. Sa avikalpena yogena yujyate. That will happen. Okay, so in the remaining time, we will take the first Chatushloki, and next class also we'll discuss on this. So the first section is finished. Now we are entering the second section. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate.
अहं सर्वस्य प्रभवो मत्ता सर्वं प्रवर्तते.
Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samamvita.
इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां बुधा भाव समन्विता.
I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Yeah. Baldev Debushan translates, I am the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo, mattas sarvam pravartate. Due to me, everything operates. So first is telling about the origin, means everything is created by me, and because of me, everything is operating. Convinced by this knowledge, the intelligent persons endowed with love worship me.
Yeah.
Yes.
A learned scholar who has studied the Vedas perfectly and has information from authorities like Lord Chaitanya and who knows how to apply these teaching can understand Krishna is the origin of everything in both the material and spiritual world. Because he knows this perfectly, he becomes firmly fixed in devotional service of Supreme Lord. He can he can never be deviated by any amount of non-sensational commentaries by fools. All Vedic literature agrees that Krishna is the source of Brahma, Shiva, and all the other demigods. In the Atharva Veda, Gopal Tapni Upanishad 1.24, it is said, Yo Brahmanam Vidadhanti Purvam Yuva Yahweh
Vedams
Vedams
ka
Cha
gapayati sma
Gapayati
Krishna.
Sama Krishna. It was Krishna who is the beginning instructed Brahma in Vedic knowledge and who disseminated Vedic knowledge in the past. Then again, Narayana Upanishad once said, Atha Purusho Have Narayano Kamayata Prajaha
Sujayati.
Srajati. Then the Supreme Personality Narayan desired to create living entities. The Upanishad continues, Narayanad Brahmana Jayate, Narayanad Prajapati Prajayate, Narayanad Indro Jayate, Narayanad Astu Vasavo Jayate, Narayanad
Ekadasha
Ekadasha
Ditya
Rudra
Jayante.
Jayate, Narayana
Narayana
Dvadasha Aditya.
Dvadipaditya.
From Narayana, Brahma is born. From Narayana, the
Patriarchs
patriarchs
are also born.
who are also known are also born. From Narayana, Indra is born. From Narayana, the 8 Vasus are born. From Narayana, the 11 Rudras are born. From Narayana, the 12 Adityas are born. This Narayan is an expansion of Krishna. It is said in same Vedas, Brahmano
Brahmanya
Devaki
Devaki.
Putram, the son of Devaki, Krishna, is the supreme personality. Narayana Upanishad 4. It is said, Eko ve Narayana Asin, na Brahma, na Ishano, na Po, Nagini Somo, Samau, Nagani Samau, Neme Devaya
Vyam Apriti.
Aprativi na
Na
uh,
Nakshatrani na Surya.
Nakshari na Surya. In the beginning of creation, there are only Supreme Personality Narayan. There was no Brahma, no Shiva, no water, no fire, no moon, no heaven and earth, no star in sky, no sun. Maha Upanishad 1.2. In the Maha Upanishad, it is also said that Lord Shiva was born from the forehead of Supreme Lord. Thus, the Vedas said that it is the Supreme Lord that created Brahma and Shiva, who is to be worshipped. In the uh, Moksha Dharma section of Mahabharata, Krishna also said, Prajapatim cha Rudram chapaya aham sarv eva srijami ve tau him mam na vijanito mam maya vimohito. The patriarch Shiva and other are created by me, though they do not know that they are created by me because they are deluded by my illusionary energy. In the Vara Purana, it is also said,
Narayana
Narayana Paro
Paradeva.
Devas Tatsmaja Jatas
Jatas
Chaturmukham
Chaturmukha. Asmat
Tasmada
Rudro
Rudro
Bhavat
Bhavyat
Deva.
Deva Sacha
Acha
Sarva
Sarva
Jatam Grahat.
Jatam Gata.
Narayan is the supreme personality of Godhead, and from him Brahma was born, and from Shiva was born. Lord Krishna is the source of all generation, and he is called the most
Efficient cause of
efficient
everything.
cause of everything. He says, because everything is born of me, I am the original source of all, everything is under me. No one is above me. There is no supreme controller other than Krishna. One who understands Krishna is in such way from a bona fide spiritual master with reference from Vedic literature engages his all his energy in Krishna consciousness and because and become a truly learned man. In compassion to
In
him, all
comparison to.
other
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
Continue, continue.
Yeah, all other who do not know Krishna properly and but are but fools. Only a fool would consider Krishna to be an ordinary man. A Krishna conscious person should not be bewildered by fools. He should avoid all unauthorized commentaries and interpretation on Bhagavad Gita and proceed in Krishna consciousness with determination and firmness.
Yeah. So we should hear this knowledge repeatedly, and slowly we should get that conviction, aham sarva, that Krishna is the source of everything, and because of Krishna only everything is maintaining. And the symptom of it is that we become more and more focused in Krishna consciousness, and we become less more and more detached from sense gratification. So that is one of the symptoms of this knowledge. Okay, so that is also important. We'll further discuss on this verse how this is constitutes sambandha gyan of in devotional service, and the next three verses we'll take in the next class. Okay, so any questions on what we discussed till now? Yes, Paul.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, as we can see that here lots of references in the Upanishad also there.
Mm,
So, why the Shankara and other philosophers say that no, the like Shivite said they are reading the same scripture but said Shiva is supreme and others. And here also mentioned that Shiva and Brahma is also in the illusion. So, what is it exactly, Prabhuji?
Yeah, means see, like scripture, it is possible through logic, even using logic based on scripture also to create different philosophies.
Mm-hmm.
So, so that's why, like we studied before, that the grace of the Lord is needed to come to the conclusive understanding. So, unless one does not have that, so one can come to different conclusions. And as we also studied in the seventh chapter, because of Dushkruti, even though one may have
Mm-hmm.
the Shastric knowledge, but because of Dushkruti, one may use the logic improperly and may come to wrong conclusions. That's
Yes,
it.
Prabhuji.
And also, like also it is told, like those who have that propensity to worship demigods, uh, Lord also gives that intelligence to understand scripture from that angle
Mm-hmm.
and advance in that worship. That is also told.
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji, but why Krishna is, we can say that why he creates strong faith from, we can say that a person is worshipping the demigod. So why Krishna is doing that? Because his main
Because the
intention is
living
to,
entity
they,
wants, no? No, because
no,
the
Prabhuji,
living
but
entity wants.
Krishna's desire is everybody should go back to Godhead. So why he create this kind of illusion?
No, Krishna knows it, but love means what? You should not force upon the beloved, no? So by their
But
free
Prabhuji,
will, they should come.
yeah, but Prajit, as we see that in the Quran, they said okay, Allah is God, and the Bible they said okay, there is one God. So why Krishna not clearly that okay, I am only the God, but there is a lots of scripture. People are arguing that they see this scripture. There is a lots of Purans and Upanishads. So why Krishna create this kind of illusion?
Not illusion. See, the living entity has different desires
Okay.
and they need different, they are in different modes. So,
Mm-hmm.
look, worshipping Krishna, accepting Krishna is not possible for people in all modes.
Okay.
So, Krishna wants a gradual elevation.
Okay. So that means it's not a dictator kind of person.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, because that is not the symptom of love, no? It is not
Mm-hmm.
symptom of love.
Yeah, yes,
Telling one
thank you.
thing and all that way. Okay, anyone else? Any other question? Okay, so thank you very much for your kind attention and participation. We will meet next week. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Vancha kalpata udesha vikasam Vishnu Vidya.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.